Hey makeup friends, today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the cheek products that I'm going to be decluttering. But before we get into it, I want to welcome you back to my channel, or if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Kara, I am a 40-year-old professional and a mother of 2, and makeup is my passion. It is my fun time. On my channel we like to mix beauty, brains, and the occasional F-bomb, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, just keep watching. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm just going to go through these products, give you my thoughts on them, and tell you why it is that I'm decluttering them. So let's just start off with this guy right here. This is from e.l.f. This is the Total Face Palette. I received this in a gift bag from Shoppers Drug Mart, so it's not something that I had picked out for myself. And I wouldn't have picked this out. I do like e.l.f.'s cheek products, generally speaking, but these ones, it's just the tone. They are incredibly light. They might work really well on somebody who has very fair skin, but they don't show up on me at all. And I'm not particularly deep. At like my tannest throughout the year, I'm edging towards medium. I'm typically light to medium, but these just don't show up to play, and I can't really build them up beyond what you're seeing right there. And I mean, I'm, what, 3 inches away from it, and I still can't, I can barely see where they are. And even that highlighter is really not very highlighty. So, I mean, you can see the bronzer, but it's altogether way too subtle, and I never reach for it because no matter how much I apply, I can't build up the color beyond what you see here. So this would do better in somebody else's home. My friend Erin has lighter skin than me, so I'm going to see if she is interested in trying that one out. On the other end of the spectrum, though, is this face palette here from Jouer. This is the Rose Cut Gems palette, and half of it is just altogether too deep for my skin tone over here. And while I could conceivably use them as eyeshadows, I have a plethora of eyeshadow palettes, and I just never think to use this one as eyeshadow. It just lives in my drawer and takes up space. These 3 over here are quite nice and they look nice on my skin, but I can't use half of the palette, so I don't get a lot of use out of it at all. Likewise, the highlighter I don't really get a lot of use out of because it's very glittery. It's almost like a highlighting topper. Like it's not anything that I ever think to reach for. It doesn't have a lot of base pigmentation. It's just sort of free-flowing glitter, basically. And that's not my jive. That's not what I like. It's not my thing. I will say I do have other cheek products from Jouer that I adore. In particular, where is it? This one here. Their newest one that they put out, the Champagne and Macarons one. It is phenomenal. My bronzer came broken though. But this one here, it's so good. The highlighter in it is called Citrine. That one is available on its own as a single. Highly recommend. The 2 blushes in here, impeccable. The bronzer, beautiful. So I do like Jouer's cheek products. I just don't like the shades that are in this one. Next is this one here from Kat Von D. This is the Alchemist Holographic Palette. And it's a series of 4 holographic highlighters here, or you could use them as eyeshadows or inner corner highlighting shades, however you want to use them. The only reason I am going to declutter that palette is because I have this one here from ABH. This one's the Moonchild highlighting palette, and it has all 4 of those shades plus 2 extras. So I really don't need both of these palettes. So I think what I'm going to do with this one here is give this one to my daughter because I think she's going to have a ton of fun with those holographic powders. I have 3 cream products that I'll go through quickly as well. So this one here is from CoverGirl. This is the Clean Fresh Cream Blush in the shade Flushed. The color itself is quite pretty. I just don't like the formula. It's just not my favorite cream product. It just stays a bit almost greasy on the skin. It's insanely pigmented. Like, a little goes a long way, but I just don't like the way it feels on the skin. there are so many other better cream cheek products that I reach for over this one, so it's just tying up space. Next is a liquid highlighter. This one is from the brand Ilia. It's their Liquid Light Serum Highlighter in the shade Nova. The color is quite pretty, like it's like a nice champagne-y kind of tone. I find that this one is not the easiest to blend out. Certainly not the worst offender, but I much prefer, I have a cream highlighter from Annabelle and the light wands from Charlotte Tilbury. Impeccable. They are so good. So this one, it's just, if you don't blend it really quickly, you get like clear lines of where it is, and I'm not about that look, so I don't really use this one, so I can clear it out of my collection. The last of the cream products is this one here from Danessa Myricks. This is the, what is it called? The Dew Wet Highlighting Facial Balm in Morning Dew. It looks white in the pan, but it's fairly well clear. I find it interesting though, like this is not like a little tiny brand, but there are 2 spelling mistakes on the back of this, which just, I find that odd. It says it's a lightweight, smooth, and silky translucent highlighting and hydrating blam for an instant glass skin fresh flow. I think they mean hydrating balm for a fresh glow. But they've even spelled balm wrong in French. Anyways, that's not why I'm decluttering it. I think honestly it might just be user error on my part. I don't really know what to do with this. It says that you can just sort of apply it with your fingers, a brush, or a sponge. But no matter what I do, it's kind of a non-product. I don't know what to do with it. So there it is on this finger here. You can see it is quite sheer. And then if I put it on the back of my hand, like there's a little bit of a reflection, but I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. I never ever use it because anytime I try, I put it on and I'm like, and? I don't know. I mean, by the time you see this, I might still have this. I might not have actually taken it to my friends yet to see if they want any of these products. So if you know how to use this, let me know down below in the comments. I would really appreciate that. Are you meant to like place a powder highlighter on top of it and it helps to intensify it? Is it for just a really subtle highlighting look? I can't imagine with something as subtle and sheer as that if I put it down and then put foundation on top, like it's not going to show through. So I just don't know what to do with this. Again, that could be entirely just my own lack of knowledge, but at any rate, it's just tying up space and it's time to let it go. The same goes for this one here. This is from Hourglass. It is the Ambient Strobe Lighting Powder in Brilliant Strobe Light. I think I can never figure out how to say the name on this thing. There's just so many words. I don't know what order they go in. Anyways, I just don't like it. I don't like it, but it's so subtle that like it's like right across, in case you can't see it, because it is so subtle. I guess if that's your thing, if you like just a really like soft, lit from within kind of glow, this might be a product that's right up your alley. I, however, prefer like for you to be able to see my highlight, like there it is. And this one just doesn't get it done. And at the same time, it's too much to be used as like a finishing powder for my own preferences. So it's been living in my drawer for ages. I'm going to see if one of my friends wants it, and if not, it might go up on Poshmark, like I said, because there is a ton of product left in there. I have the Smoky Glow and Midas Cosmetics Duo Highlighting Palette here. There are the shades in here. When I purchased this collection, I purchased like the entire PR box. At the time I wanted to support Hannah, but these aren't the shades that I would have chosen had I had the option or had I been able to choose. I don't tend to go for pink highlighters. I just don't think they look good on my skin tone. And then this other more champagne-y one is a little bit too deep for my skin tone, so I never use either of these. The formulation is okay in my opinion. It's not my favorite highlighting formula, but it's not the worst that's out there for sure. It is quite smooth, but I just don't find there's a ton of impact with the highlighter, and like I just said, I like my highlighter to be obvious. These ones are not, and they're not tones that I ever reach for. So for that reason, I'm going to pass them along. And then rounding out the products that I'm going to be decluttering, and again, keeping with this theme of the color just doesn't work for me, this one here from Tarte. This is Park Avenue Princess, just a little sample bronzer. I haven't actually used it, so perhaps it applies more subtly than it looks in the pan, but in the pan it looks altogether too dark for my skin tone. So I have a friend who does have deeper skin than me, so I'm going to see if she wants this one. But that's the problem with getting little minis, especially if they come in kits that you don't get to curate yourself. Sometimes you're going to end up with shades that just don't work for you or that you just don't like, such as this one here. All right, so there you have it, guys. Short and sweet for today. I do have other products that I'm decluttering, but I think you can only hear me say so many times that the color just doesn't work for me or the highlighter is just too subtle. That's kind of what it all boils down to for me. So I fished out some of them to share with you, but I don't think we need to repeat this exercise another 10 times. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.